This is Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, day 1322. And everyone should be as close for Acheinu Kol Beis Yisrael, especially those involved in the war, soldiers and hostages. Should have Yeshua B'Karov. Today we're doing Yardei Simon Rish Aleph, Sif Samach to Samach Zayin. Samach, V'da Shesh Min Dezel Rak Im Gam Below Achrei Akli Hayover Ma'il Makom Acher. Some people say that even though going Achrei Akli is considered to be Kli Cheres is valid Hamshacha, some say it's only if it would have gone without that assistance to another place. And below the Loy Over, but if without the back of that Kli would not pass, Psun the garment, the puzzle altogether. Because you need them to come about through Tara. When she's bar, as we shall see. Since the water comes about through the back of the keli, psul garment, it's completely possible. Certainly when they pass through the keli in this manner. Those who argue about the backs of kelim, that the drawing them from the spring doesn't possible that they happen through tuma. Moshe Kosa Rabbeinu says even in the test, make shamim possible. Okay, it doesn't possible by May Maya that it comes by the back of Kalim, but it would possible by make shamim. But then that's the case even by Mayan if it passes through if by Mayan even passes through the Kli, this is valid. Rabbeinu says he brings an opinion that there's no difference between spring water or rainwater. There's about talking about the Ma'arish over in Gambaloza. So in this opinion, you have to say there was certainly that they talk about a case where they would be able to pass to where they're supposed to go, also without the backs of the thing, which was Sabni. It's over 100 sifim from here. Samachal, Vazesh Kosa actually bought Kli Mamish, you can't toivel on the back of the Keli Kvanis bar, so Kuf Tzaiches, if you see Samachas, Ayin Sham, Sheshmi Dafka, Klishim Kabel, Tumi Gabo, Kuma Kli 8. So those who say that problem being toivel on a Keli, standing on a Keli, is only on a Keli which can get Tuma from the outside. Like a wooden keli. Have a kli cheres she'enim kavelas tumi gaba, but a kli cheres which can't be matayim from the outside, only from the inside. Hashalim or levely, but you can stand in toivel. Pachite urchava, I brought tvachim, but it's 4 tvachim wide. Aveshim that feel chol chore kli cheres osli bo, but some people say even on the back of kli cheres you can't toivel. So that's a rush, but two and sham. Ramam Zalnir Lono Shita Ches, says Ramam seems to have another opinion on Sham. Odina Vade Keno da Koachore Kelim. Aslibo. Al Maisa, don't toivel on the back of Kalim. Kan the ever might feel him, the ever the field doesn't work. In the brackets, he brings down Ayin Shach, Sharotza Fakrik was there, self Koso Gankin Kane. First one, I guess, to be Makel, then not. Fine Chum Shotsoka, Bachay, Klichers, but the ever, they make at least be ever. And he was like the Enokel was there. Shon says, I don't think so. Magal pretty much come to Shom Das, Rambam, Ayin Shom Beduk. Samach Beis, Kosoba to Kosoba to Shulchan Aruch. The Torah shall write, receive Vav. That tzarich shelo yeh you are boim saw shemikol toch keli. For the mikol cannot be in a keli. Shein toiv can't toiv in a keli. I can't show up. See my Torah. Includes the field of gigas shekavua ba'aretz, a barrel which was fixed to the ground. Somebody to make shamim and was filled with rainwater. Ain't only ba. Came and show shame keli because they had the name of a keli before they embedded in the ground. It seems quite clear they have not have a name of a kli before they embedded in the ground. Such as they put in a block of wood or a stone and then they carved it out. Kosher. That would be good. Shachem says Machshir. Come rain on my besief Zion Kosav Muta Sos on Mikvah Agag. And Rama says you have to make a mikvah on a roof. Uvachlo yet to Kelen as long as it's not inside a vessel or even a chashakoko or in a stone which was first carved or sokavo and then embedded. But if you put together a lot of stones and you just cement them together, that's not a keli kind of shonim. It's explicit here. The kava sob chakoko. If you first embedded it and then you carved it, it's mutter. Lo mikli keli. It's not called keli. But zel misugya the ba basra. Samach vav. Ayin sham. Okay, so right from ba basra. Samagil v'vadvorim et matmim. It's astonishing what they're saying here. The Hagim Maskin Sham is quite explicit about Basa Achil ben Kovo Sof Chokoko, between whether you embedded it and then carved it, ben Choko Sof Kovo, or whether you carved it and then embedded it, who rock me b'derabbanan. It's only in in terms of the Rabbanan, it's called in Psul Mikvah b'mayim she'uvim, such as if you pass on a mikvah with mayim she'uvim. In other words, does this keli make it shov? The man shvili miyatar shuvim kosher. According to being that midoraisa shuvim kosher. Or saying that was the raisa, or according to those who holds a psul doraisa. Marina, we're talking about case both in the mina torah shed and for the torah midoraisa it's kosher. Goshishba chav avsim make shamin, such as when 21 saw of rainwater. Was that mina sham? And then we say there the kavos of chakako. If you first embedded it and then carved it, enokikli, it's not like a vessel batal karka. It's nullified to the ground. But in a Torah problem, I feel kavos of chako. Even if you first embedded it and then carved it, and then keli, it's still keli. We can at feel bekalim, feel came in here, or doing the question feel kalim. Have a psul doraisa. It's a doraisa issue. How did they distinguish between embedding and then carving, or carving and then embedding? And then the Taz in Arukh HaShulchan asked the question. For okay, people have asked this question. Those who say the Kamnosim Rakli and Tfilas Kalim, Sheish Me'em D'Rabbanan. Okay, that's an interesting answer. It's going to Tfilas Kalim, of which some Kalim D'Rabbanan. Below Tfilas Nida, not for the field of a Nida. That is no Yehuda. V'yem Shamar can't say this. The Gam Tfilas Kalim, Ruva Min HaTorah of Poskim. First of all, Tfilas Kalim, for most Kalim, is the rice according to most Poskim. But Chilil Amar Harab was saying she sat Istamudli Vreim, L'Seish Mishomi B'nei Mainim. And also for Chaz Shalom to say that the Poskim would not make this distinction explicit, which and thus cause people to stumble and do the wrong thing. There's those who say to me, the rice it's like it's connected to the ground. Not wouldn't make show or wouldn't be considered to be toiv in the keli. It's a chumah rabbanan where you first embedded it and then carved it. Gezerah atu chakako sof kavo. Gezerah, lest you come to do the other one, to first carve and then embed it. In that case, the raisa, it's like the keli is separate from the ground. That's why when it came to the issue of shuvim, drawn water, they left it with the din Torah that it chakako is okay. Avakata ain't must speak Medina said, but Arukh HaShulchan says not the sufficient answer because we're talking about here to feel became David Raisa. Can't call point Pasim Rabbanan, so at least we Pasim Rabbanan, right? Even cover self chakako. It's not so clear. I don't mean that's I guess the prime. I'm not sure what he means by that. Something's not clear. However, it says the Arukh HaShulchan really our rabbis' words are clear. The Rashbam Sham, Rashbam and Samach Zayin, Kosab Zoshan, Rashmimina, the Sugi the Shmaitz of Rabbi Lezer Salka. So that Sugi goes to Rabbi Lezer, the Sabra Kom Mechubel Karka, Hareka Karka. Anything connected to the ground is like the ground. And that's Rabbi Yochanan writes away, and that's Psak according to Halacha, and that's primary. According to the Rakmi Rabbanan Hadin Kain, that which it says beforehand that only by the Rabbanan were lenient. Well, Zel the Rabbanan, the Rabbi Lezer, Hacham, as according to the Rabbanan who argue Rabbi Lezer. Locha Kaimel and Rabbi Lezer, but we hold like Rabbi Lezer. According to this, since he holds that Mechubel Karka's Karka, the Kvos of Chokoko have a Karka. So certainly, where you put embedded and then carved it, it's like it's the land, like the ground, and not like a keli. He says in brackets that maybe the Pitzchei Shua brought somebody who holds this way. Samach hey, Basically, what we explained, the vessel apostles Below not just the toivel inside it. Shemir klipa maya mikveh. If you put a vessel in a spring or in a mikveh, even the water of the spring passed through the keli. The water is completely no good. There's no difference whether it's a kli which is makabel tuma, which is a kli less than 40 saw in size, but even a keli which is not makabel tuma, which is a keli which holds more than 40 saw. If you kli glolim, even a stoneware, even a boneware, kli avonim, stoneware, kli adama, earthenware, she'ena kam tuma klal, not makabel tuma at all. Nevertheless, the kol kli plus the Torah passes any keli, regardless of whether it's makabel tuma or not. But this is when it has a shame of a keli when it's before it's put in bed in the ground. That even though later on you connect it to the ground, such as you carved out a keli and then you embed in the ground, that's no good. But if you first embed in the ground and then carved it, ain't al zeh keli. There's no shame keli on this, and never got one. As we said, but nevertheless, the Gdolim and again the Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Kiva who say you can't table inside it, even if you first carved it. Even if you a few chokos of kava, that's not a few. I think it should be the other way around. They're machmer livo b'tocho even if kavos of chakako. Because it's emahari rak shalo if so mayim shavu derech kli kazu. It's only effective to that the water which goes through this keli don't pass it below the toivel, not the toivel inside it. There's all because difficulty with sugi b'abasa. I feel I should be honored, but based on what he said that's going to go to Rabbanan, we pass to Belezer. Ain't kushim mishon. There's no question there. Came for lady b'chol poiskim. It's explicit in all the poiskim. Kom kol ma'aser way lachmir in yesh mikvah acheres. It's better to be machmir to use another mikvah which is not made out of a keli if possible. And it says in brackets why hol shem asur, since Rabbi Kiva asur. Be'ein mikvah acheres, if there is no other mikvah rasha, she can use a mikvah which is made out of a keli which is kavola sof chakiko. Samach Vav. Since the psul of kalim is because it's a vessel, so therefore if it loses the shem keli, like a kli cheres, which is punctured, non-per gimel the kalim, which says in the third paragraph, shir kli cheres li toyer. The shear of a puncture in kli cheres, which makes it tar. If it's made to hold foodstuffs, shir b'zeisim. The shear is the size of gazais. Yesh nekem, meaning it has a hole. Shazais yipom nekem hazeh, from which a hole, an olive would fall. Toera. In the kli store, she's bato shen keli me'aleh. The name of keli is negated from it. Hasui l'mashkin. Shemashkim, it's made for beverages. Shear is a shear which won't hold beverages, which is a much smaller hole. Chavish shear b'zeisim, a larger barrel of shear is the olives chulei b'kli eitztan. With a wooden keli, it says design kli balabatim shurim b'kronim. Their shear is pomegranates. Kupos hagenonim, the gardener's boxes. Ba'agudo shear is with bundles of vegetables chulei. The sound shall pass the bread baskets. The measure is by loaves. Let's explain the Rambam. So in terms of tefillah, same thing. If they have that kind of those size holes, you can tell them. Basis Ram writes, so he takes a large such a large barrel, for every a large bowl, and they punctured it with a hole which makes it tar, and according to its size, kavarts, and they embed in the ground. But so they made a mikvah, I raise the kosher, it's kosher, ad kosher. But Tigo Rabbeinu b'Yosef Sib Zayin. B'Yosef copy bring the sound Sib Zayin. Pirsha and Farshim, they got a taro that the hole which makes it tar, Hukamotzi Zayis. It's the size of a olive. Shupachas Mishveres Hanod, which is less than the Shvoferes Hanod 2-finger diameter. And the Ramah writes that it's with some say that it has to be the whole size of the 2-finger diameter, and it's probably machmir. Before this, Kosa Rambam has shoikes shebasela, a trough in a stone. Ain't no posas a mikvah, it doesn't pass a mikvah chulei. It's a keli, was a vessel. Aval b'shechibra b'seed, even though you cemented it into the ground, puts the mikvah, passes the mikvah. The mikvah lamativ has a hole from below, I mean it's tzad, or on the side, size of the 2 fingers. Kshera, it's kosher. Ve'ein no posas a mikvah, doesn't pass a mikvah kalishono. Fachi perusha. This is what he means to say. Shokesh shebasela, if you have a trough in the stone. Shechachak basela, kamo shokesh, you carved into the rock something like a trough. Ve'ena chashuv keli, it's not considered keli. Avlim I saw keli chakach chibra, but if it was a keli, then you can cement it in. Psula, it's possible that can't also neck which first note, unless you have that size hole. But the bedin hakoyim sagi like motzi size. Hi, that which previously said enough to the zayis drop out is sufficient. That's about where they made the hole and then embedded in the ground. But the Shem Clay, but also told she lost in Shem Clay when it's severed from the ground. Supposed to trough, which first you put in the ground and then you puncture it. You need a larger hole of shofar sanod. If according to this Mashal, because Rabbeinu Ramah Sham the Asian the Bein shofar sanod, that which he wrote that some say in shofar sanod, ain't a it's not precise. The Zel das a turba rosh b'tshuva. That's the opinion of the Torah and the Rosh. They're talking about where you first embedded it and then could carve it. Ken Gamarama model Chai Gam, because Rama could see that case as well. V'afa gavsha rosh b'sof nehida because of the dye b'negam kosher. So it's enough to have even small hole. If the hole is at the bottom of the vessel, and sham come nevertheless the ma'aseh chashash lachmir. In practice, he's machmir. Oishma also can say the shokas and we have it. The trough is made of stone. The clear body made of kamatuma, and a stone is not makabel tuma. So therefore, there's no such thing as making a hole of k'dei taroso. So it's a paradox. The fact that it's not makabel tuma makes it worse. If something is makabel tuma, and you can make whatever makes the ois kli for tuma, makes the ois kli for the purpose of mikvah. But anything doesn't have a tuma, it doesn't have tuma. We have no such parameter. Interesting. That's why the only thing we have to default down is the 2 fingers. But the previous halacha, so about a barrel or a bowl of wood or of pottery, which is makabel tuma. So there, k'dei taroso is enough. Find the amount to allow kazayis to pass. Piece of Shabbat Kamar Rabbeinu Ramah v'Yeshon according to Ramah is very good. It says the Turva Rosh Yitzilu Gam B'Kli HaMakabel Tuma K'Shoferes HaNod. They require not just by a kli which is not makabel tuma, but even kli which is makabel tuma. They require K'Shoferes HaNod, which is obviously a chumrah. We're still in the middle, of course. Still in Rishav seems to be in the middle of something.